What's going on, everyone? This is Vince with vshred.com, and if you got some plans that involve showing off your body coming up, like a pool party or a vacation, or you just want to get a quick pump going for a night out on the town, in this video, I'm going to take you through a quick pump up workout that you can do that will fill out your muscles and have you looking your best in only a few minutes.
I'ma keep on going up till the lights go down.
All right, so like I said, in today's video, we're gonna be going through a quick pump up workout so that you can make your body look more vascular and pumped and probably even a little more defined in a really short amount of time. And all you're gonna need are a set of bands. But by the way, this pump up session thing is actually something that pretty much all serious bodybuilders do right before they walk on stage so that they can get that full look. Just be aware that this is a temporary pump. There's no magic workout that you can do to get shredded and build a bunch of muscle immediately. Just make sure that this isn't the only workout you're doing. You should still be following some kind of quality workout plan regularly. And if you want to check out any of my programs, I'll put a link to them down below as well. All right, in this video, I'm just gonna show you how to do an upper body pump. A pump usually happens with high rep sets, which means light resistance and focusing on proper form. So keeping those in mind, let's grab some bands and let's get into the workout. All right, so getting into the quick pump up session, we're gonna be doing 6 exercises for upper body, and then we're gonna do a triple superset of 3 ab exercises that are just back to back to back. And for all these exercises, we're doing AMRAP, which stands for as many reps as possible. So for every single exercise that we do, you're going to go as many reps as you possibly can. Jumping into the first exercise, we're gonna start with push-ups, just regular push-ups. One thing to keep in mind, this is just gonna be great for chest and shoulders and triceps. But first thing to keep in mind is going to be hand placement. I'm just gonna make sure that you're doing the form correctly for all these exercises. With push-ups, you want your hands just outside of shoulder width. So if shoulder width is here, just sticking your arms straight out, just slightly outside of that. And then from there, rather than having your elbows go out, like you don't want to flare them out, you want them to be down at about a 45-degree angle, and you want your shoulders rolled back. So you don't want your shoulders hunched forward or your elbows flared. You want to be nice, strong position, go down so you're about 1 inch off the ground, press back up, and also make sure you're not resting at the top. You want to go down, press up, and then go right into the next rep. Nice, slow reps here is what's going to get as much blood into that muscle as possible so that you can get the best pump as possible. So as many reps as you can with push-ups. That's gonna be a great way to just get the front of our body pumped. Now it's time to get the back of our body pumped. We're gonna be doing a bent over row. So we're actually gonna be pulling out the first band here. There's 5 bands here, as I mentioned, but I'm just gonna be picking a band that's gonna be like a moderate weight here. I don't want anything that's super heavy because, again, you want to go for higher reps when you're going for a better pump. So I'm going to take this band, I'm going to put it under my feet, put my feet about shoulder width apart, and then from there, depending on how heavy I want it to be, is how low I'm going to grip the band. So if I grip it right by my shoes, it's going to be a lot heavier. If I grip it way up here, it's going to be a lot lighter. So I'm going to find a nice middle ground there, but for this, you want to have a nice strong core here. You want to have a nice stable base so your knees are slightly bent, your back is straight, your chest is stuck out, your glutes are engaged, your core is engaged, and then from there, you're gonna roll your shoulders back, and again, you're gonna drive your elbows back at a 45-degree angle. So same thing as push-ups. You don't wanna row with your elbows flared out. You want them back at an angle so that you can actually hit your lat muscle. You're gonna squeeze at the top, return back down, not resting at the bottom. You're not locking out your elbows. Row back up, squeeze. Nice, steady tempo, tension on the muscle the whole time, going for as many reps as you can. And then after that, we're gonna drop down into another push-up variation, because now that we've hit our back pretty well, that's gonna be a little bit of biceps, and we did some chest, which is a little bit of triceps. Now we really wanna get our triceps and our biceps pumped even more, because obviously getting your arms pumped is probably one of the best things that you can do if you're trying to get a pump before you go somewhere. But For triceps, we're gonna be doing a close grip push-up. So very similar to a regular push-up, except instead of your hands just being slightly outside of shoulder width, your hands are gonna be slightly inside of shoulder width. Not together, slightly inside of shoulder width. So when you find that positioning, you're going to get into push-up position. Your hands are going to start under your shoulders, but as you go down, your hands are going to slowly move down your body towards like your nipple line, and then you're going to press up through your triceps, keeping your elbows tucked in. So with push-ups, you're at like a 45-degree angle. You're focusing on chest. With close grip push-ups, you want those elbows tucked, and you're really focusing on pressing through your tricep. So squeezing, keeping tension throughout. Again, you're not resting at the top, going down, keeping those elbows tucked into your side, squeezing up, and right back into the next one. So as many reps as you can right there. Gonna be a great one for burning out those triceps. And then we're gonna burn out those biceps by doing some banded bicep curls. So I'm gonna grab a slightly lighter band here. And again, you don't want to, I could curl 2 bands up, but I'm only gonna be able to get 6 to 8 reps if I go super heavy. I would rather go for like 20 to 25 reps right now just to get as much blood into that muscle as possible. Again, we're going for as many reps as possible, high reps. So stepping on this band, feet about shoulder width, and again, the lower on the band that you grab, the heavier it's going to be. And then from there, I'm going to have my elbows slightly like just right in front of my hips. I don't want them way back behind my body. I want them slightly forward. From there, I'm going to keep my shoulders rolled back, and I'm going to curl this weight up, squeezing at the top, returning it back down slowly, and again, not resting at the bottom. There's a big difference between this and this. Right there, I have tension on my bicep. Right there, I don't. So keeping tension, curling up, bringing it back down, curling up again, and again, you're just going for as many reps as you can. Slow tempo, good form, tension on the muscle the whole time. And I promise you, you do 25, 30 of those, and your biceps are going to be burning, and there's going to be a nice vascular pump going on. Same thing with all these exercises. But now we've hit chest, back, triceps, biceps. Now let's finish it off with some shoulders before we get into abs. So we're gonna do a banded shoulder press here. So I'm gonna grab probably the same band that I used for those bicep curls, simply because as I pull this band up, it's going to become heavier as I get here. And again, you're going for lightweight here. You're not going for the heaviest band you can handle. So here, I'm gonna put this under my feet again, feet are shoulder width, and then I'm gonna use my elbows to keep this band pressed outward so it doesn't snap in like that. But keeping it out, I'm gonna start right here. My starting position, I could go lower. This might be your starting position. You don't want it to be though. You want your elbows to be just past 90 degrees. You also want your elbows to be slightly forward. You don't want them to be flared way out, so you want them to be slightly forward, which means this band is just in front of your mouth. And then from there, I'm going to take this band, I'm going to press up, I'm going to squeeze at the top, keeping my shoulders pressed down. You also don't want to hunch up and get a bunch of traps. Go back down to starting position, squeeze up, back down to starting position. And so you're keeping one steady motion, tension on the muscle the whole time, as many reps as possible, really squeezing at the top without locking out, squeezing, do as many reps as possible. And then after that, we're gonna use probably the lightest band that you have, because I like to throw in just some lateral raises, just because it's gonna help your shoulders look wider, give you that more aesthetic appearance, which is great. So grabbing the lightest band that I have, put my feet shoulder width apart on top of the band. I'm gonna grab this band, and I'm basically just going to do lateral raises. So with lateral raises, one thing to be aware of is that you don't want to shrug your shoulders as you do the lateral raise. It's very easy to get messed up form here, just because you're trying to lift this with all your muscles and you're not focusing on how the movement's actually supposed to be performed. So one thing to be aware of is, rather than lifting this band up first, try to bring the band out first. By bringing the band out, you're going to minimize the amount of trap activation and maximize the amount of delt activation. which is what we want to do right now. And also focusing on where your elbows are going. It doesn't really matter what happens from here down, because this is what's creating that movement. So your elbow going from down by your side out, and you just want to keep it in line with your shoulder. You don't need to go way up here to where you're going to be hitting a lot of trap. Stop right there. Keep tension on that delt the entire time. Nice fluid motion here. Bringing it out, almost like you're trying to lift your arm out under something. I like to think that there's like a fence right there that I'm trying to get my hand underneath, and that helps me with activating that delt how it's supposed to be. Bringing it out, nice steady form, as many reps as possible. And that is going to be it for the upper body portion. So if you're going somewhere, if you're doing this quick pump before you go like to the bar or somewhere with a shirt on, you don't need to do these ab exercises because obviously nobody's gonna see your abs. But if you're on vacation, or you're going out to the pool, or maybe you're about to do a photo shoot or something, let's try these ab exercises really quickly. Like I said, it's gonna be 3 ab exercises. We're gonna start with a reverse crunch, which is going to be laying down flat, hands down by your side, and then your starting position is going to be right here, which is going to be your thighs are pointed straight up towards the sky. They are perpendicular to the ground. And then from there, I'm going to take my knees, I'm gonna drive them up towards my chest, getting my lower back up off the ground, bring it back down to starting position, not past starting position, right there, stopping right there, going up again, and back to starting position. So that's gonna be the full range of motion, going for as many reps as possible. After that, you can take like a 30-second rest. Then we're gonna go into a hands-free tuck, which means sitting just like this. You're gonna lean back until your feet come up off the ground. You're gonna take your hands, put them out, and then you're gonna tuck in and almost hug your knees. So out again, hug your knees. Out again, hug your knees. So you're just gonna go back and forth just like that. As many reps as possible. And then we're gonna finish it off with Russian twists. Russian twists are a very common exercise you've probably done before. Let's make sure you're doing it right really quickly. So instead of doing a Russian twist where you just sit back, feet are off the ground, and you're just touching the ground, everybody thinks that as long as you touch the ground with your hands, you're doing a Russian twist. The name Russian twist literally has the word twist in it. You want to twist your upper body. That rotation is how you're actually going to hit that oblique muscle. So focusing on rotating your upper body, almost trying to get this elbow to touch the ground back behind you, and returning to straight, and then rotating the other way. So going back and forth, just like that. That's how you do a proper Russian twist. So those are the 6 upper body exercises and the triple superset for abs that you can do for your pump up session. All right, so that's the workout. Now, another thing to understand is that certain muscles tend to pump up easier, and which muscles those are is different for everyone. So when you're done, if you feel like you aren't pumped enough in your arms or your chest or somewhere, just repeat that body part again and try to focus on form like twice as much. Because another reason that muscle isn't pumped, or can be, is because, for example, if you're doing push-ups, but your chest isn't pumped, but your shoulders are, remember to roll your shoulders back even more and to avoid flaring your elbows so you can hit your chest better. Little form tips can make a world of a difference with how well you actually target a specific muscle group. Now, one last thing to keep in mind before you go, and this will help a ton. Usually, when people attempt to look better, they think that they shouldn't eat or drink water. But the truth is, to get a good pump, you have to have a pre-pump meal about 20 minutes or an hour beforehand. And as for water, your body needs water to not only stay hydrated, but your muscles need to be hydrated to appear full and not flat. And if you're having a meal with carbs, carbs actually draw water into your muscles. So if you stop drinking water when having a meal with carbs, no matter how much you pump up, those nice full muscles will become flat. The only foods that you should not eat are pre-pool party, I guess, are things that cause gassiness and bloating. And typically those are foods that are high in fiber or processed high fat foods. So have some lean protein, a little bit of healthy fat, and some good carbs along with water, and then give yourself some time to let those nutrients settle and then get to work. But thank you for watching. I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one.